Once against release of intercepted armed individuals at Benchima barrier in the Western North region. Ballot papers for special voting exercise in the Eastern region distributed to all 33 constituencies in that region ahead of tomorrow's exercise. Jury of Accra High Court to decide fate of Daniel Asiedu alias Sexy Dondong on the murder of legislator J.B. Dankwa Itu. And later in business, year-on-year inflation for November pegged at 23%, up from 22.1% in October 2024. All these and more in the 60 Minutes Bulletin. Do stay tuned in. We start with election happening. Now, in some 3 days, Ghana goes to the polls, and already some members of parliament are raising concerns, particularly security-wise, one of which is Member of Parliament for Juaboso, Kando. He is warning against the release of intercepted armed individuals at Benchima barrier in the Western North region. The Western North Divisional Police Command at Juaboso intercepted 2 Metro Mass Transit buses carrying some 160 individuals suspected to be thugs en route to Juaboso from Takrade when they were stopped on Tuesday following a tip-off. Authorities arrested the drivers and occupants whose identities have not been disclosed and impounded the vehicles at the Juaboso Regional Police Command.
So these are the people we're talking about. When we their entrance to the Juaboso constituency. So they don't have a police station, and then they ready a police for so ebeye. Now I'm gonna be somebody who free banning the umbeye district. Well, I don't know, but I see you said doubt. What is important is that you need free Juaboso constituency.
Okay.
No, none of them here will be anywhere who free Juaboso constituency.
So let's engage the Member of Parliament who was seen with these alleged facts in the video, Kando, who is raising security concerns. He joins me on phone. Hello, good morning to you, sir, and thank you for joining me here on Newsroom.
Good morning.
Great. Now, you were seen in the video with these men alleged to be thugs. At what point did you get wind of these buses and these alleged thugs?
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you?
It's not too clear from your end, but I could hear you are asking about the facts who were about to enter Juaboso constituency, and we intercepted them. Actually, a series of events have happened in Juaboso, from the transfer of my district electoral officer 3 weeks to the election, to we identify known MPP police station executives in the electoral list to man the various polling stations, where we provided evidences for their names to be taken out. Then on the 29th of November, 8 days to the elections, our district commander of police was also transferred from Juaboso District Command to Juaboso Quartermaster Store. And then we had also picked a lot of information about some security issues on the incoming elections. So we picked information that the MPP people are bringing facts to come and disrupt the elections. They were going to send them to places where they believe are my strongholds, is the NDC stronghold. So we've been monitoring the event, and we had a series of press conferences to update the public on whatever is happening. Probably they thought we were joking. And so, back and forth, yesterday we picked information that about 3 buses full of Metro Men tax were coming to Juaboso. So we started monitoring them, and then just before they entered the constituency, we alerted the police, and then they were all arrested. So we marched all of them to the Regional Police Command, that is the Western North Regional Police Command. From there, I had a series of meetings with the security couples there, the regional commander, his 2 IC, the divisional commander. Then after that, I addressed the press. And we are watching the space. We are told that they are reorganizing from some other places to bring some other people into the constituency. So we are monitoring the event closely. So as I speak to you now, yesterday they were escorted back to Accra. We have been told they are supposed to be brought back to Accra, the police headquarters. So as at 5 a.m. today, they were around Suhum. I understand they stopped to spend some time in Kumasi, and as at 5 a.m. today, they were at Suhum. So I believe at the moment they are at the police headquarters in Accra. And
do you believe these individuals are politically linked?
Yeah, they said it. They said it themselves that the MPP, my opponent, brought them. So during the they were picked from. In fact, some of them, from the observation I made, some of them were even not Ghanaians.
Okay.
Some of them were not even Ghanaians, and they said it. Some of them said my opponent. They are coming to work with my opponent in the constituency. Some of them said that they were going to do galamsey. Others said that they were going to work with some police and military officers and all that. But don't forget, we had already also picked the intel that they were bringing people to come and post like policemen or military men. They will be in military uniform or police uniform to pose as a military men or police officers.
Are these allegations, or you can authenticate? You say they'll bring people in police. Are these allegations that you're making? Have you reported these to the police? Have the police authenticated what you're saying?
Yes. I have reported them to both the district command and the regional command. That's why I told you that yesterday I had the opportunity to meet all of them. But the NIB officer, the regional NIB officer was there. The divisional commander was there. The regional commander was there. The regional commander's 2 IC was also there in the meeting I had with them. So I gave them all this information. And at the moment as I'm speaking to you, we are putting it into writing. We won't end with a verbal complaint. We are putting it into writing to the district command and the regional command. And we are watching the space.
The other side say that you fear defeat, and so you're already crying foul. Is that the case?
You know what?
Your opponents on the other side say you are crying foul because you fear defeat.
A defeat in this election, I can assure you that my victory is going to be bigger in this election than any contest I have gone through in Juaboso constituency. It's going to be a landslide victory, I can assure you. This is not my first election. This is about my 4th election. And I can assure you the victory I smell is going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger than all the elections I've contested. But I just want them to know that they cannot intimidate anybody in Juaboso. If they want to rig elections in this country, they should forget about Juaboso. There's no way anybody will be intimidated, and there's no way they can rig elections in Juaboso. That is why at every point in time, I would want to expose them. And I don't just talk. I don't just make noise. I come with evidence from the Electoral Commission. I identify the people in their polling station delegate list, and I peg them with the the list the Electoral Commission had pasted on their notice board. So the evidence was strong. Some of them were in MPP paraphernalia and what have you. I gave them the evidences. And I hinted at the same press conference that I'm going to have the next press conference, and the next press conference was going to be reported on security. I told the press that they were going to transfer the district police command. 8 days it happened. I told the press that these were the things they were doing. And everything I said, as and when I put them out. And we know when we speak about what, because we are monitoring. It isn't everything that we put out there because of the way we are monitoring them. So as for the defeat, it's out of the equation. Because if you think that you will win the elections, let's not go into the elections peacefully. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. Why are you resorting to all these tactics?
All right. Thank you very much, sir. That's Kabnami Takando. He's a member of parliament for Juaboso in the Western North region. Meanwhile, preliminary police investigation reveals that a set individuals were allegedly recruited by one Sami from various locations in the Greater Accra region to help provide security at polling stations within some constituencies in the Western North region. Let me bring you what the police statement on your screen says. The Ghana Police Service is investigating some 88 individuals on board 2 Metro Mass transit buses intercepted at Benchima near Asawinso in the Western North region on Tuesday. Preliminary police investigation revealed that the said individuals, I said that to you, they were recruited around areas Adenta, Oyarifa and Madina to help provide security at polling stations within some constituencies in the Western North region. The suspects are currently in custody assisting with the investigation. Strenuous efforts are underway to get the said Sami who allegedly recruited these individuals to assist in the conduct of the investigation. Still on election security, the National Election Security Task Force has declared December 7 a no vigilante zone, warning against any intimidation or disruption near polling stations. The National Election Security Task Force, led by Inspector General of Police Dr. George Dampare, has announced strict measures to ensure a peaceful election on December 7.
At a stakeholder meeting on Tuesday, December 3 in Accra, Dr. Dampare emphasized that state security is prepared to prevent and swiftly address any threats to the electoral process.
The environment where people want to use certain uniforms that makes them feel half police or half of anything that resembles security, we feel that is unacceptable, and we are clear in our mind how we want to deal with it. And we want you to know, for you to carry the message down to the last member of your group, for them to be warned that it is a zero tolerance issue when it comes to people wanting to present themselves in a manner that make them look anywhere close to being one of us. We are not going to accept it.
He warned that there would be zero tolerance for vigilantism and machoism at polling centers, reinforcing the task force's resolve to de-escalate tensions before they escalate.
This culture of machoism, thinking that biceps are the basis for determining one's strength to a level that we will not tolerate. So we'll discuss with you and let you know our plan. Because anybody of that caliber, near any polling station, any community, coalition center, your quest to intimidate people, to make them feel very unwelcome to exercise their franchise, will find you a place to sleep for as long as it takes within the confines of the law, so that the people who want to do the right thing will have the comfort and peace of mind to do it.
Representatives from leading political parties, including the NDC and the MPP, participated in a closed-door session with the task force.
We'll be giving clear assurances regarding processes that will ensure that there will be immediate resolution of issues as and when they happen at the very highest level. As far as the NDC is concerned, I would say we are happy with the assurances that have been given. We hope that everything that has been discussed would see the light of day come December 7.
The new Patriotic Party has given its assurance to the National Election Security Task Force. We are only concerned with continuous misinformation and disinformation coming from some quarters.
Afterwards, They commended the security measures and urged citizens to support efforts to maintain peace by adhering to the rules and allowing security personnel to address any challenges.
We are so much excited, and we want to assure the Ghana Police Service that as a political party, we would continually conduct ourselves through the rank and file of our party membership at large to make sure we will have a peaceful election.
We are concerned about Ghana, we are concerned about lives, and we have all been briefed to do what will bring peace to this country in our utterances and in our actions.
This meeting is part of ongoing effort to ensure Ghana's elections are free, fair, and violence-free.
Now, former President John Dramani Mahama has condemned the distribution of food to voters who were in queues to cast their ballot during the recently held special voting exercise by the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wuogon, Lydia Sarah Malhassan. He stressed that such illegal practice of distributing food to voters in line and recording on videos, photographs are in violation of electoral laws. The former president made these remarks during a mini rally at Bosomefreho in the Tebeso constituency of the Ashanti region.
Abra soja for ekotoaba na ebinmo ede enyoma abra nipa ejina santinimo omukotoaba na yede eduane na enyoma epuampuan krofo na saade na etiamra na emingwangwa se obi owo mra sebedwum a woye nipa yefrew enimonyamfo na wo kocheche eduane ne ade ema enkrofo omukotoaba debi enya ne sa. And this has a meal, see a share na Oma, I was a mushroom na Omuhu near a sea. Now, so Omo de Omo phone, echo polling booth, no, echo trap ballot paper, no, etiamra, and Yadia Emra Emma Hokwine. And this will be the phone, echo cha, na with the tuja, a yadia, one share, baby, obedano. Enyadia obepe na newo ho ne se ne omude bebia mesremo eye mu fifre ene mo bre esika pi shenkrofom passe sika shenkrofom passe enti omu yi bi no mo de ba na ye mo bre esika mo fifre esika enti omu yi kakra no mo de ba mo monje na munye de na mundi. And so moko tuaba senya umampenyi kufoka na semno shewa setra na yeden na tuaba pa yenshe ya setra ne tuaba pa.
Now, former Auditor General Daniel Yao Domilevo has criticized the public distribution of food during the Ayawaso West Wuogon event, describing it as shameful, particularly on the part of security personnel who openly accepted the items. He called on the Office of the Special Prosecutor to investigate the incident and take prompt action.
She was given out. Who saw what is inside the bag? The content of those white bags, polythene bags, could be anything else other than food. And I think the shame goes to our police and security officers. If they are collecting that, what about if voters on Saturday are collecting money to vote? Will they have the moral authority to arrest them? When you collect food, assuming which is maybe $100 Ghana, and I also collect cash, 1,000, will you be able to arrest me? So I think it's a shame, a big shame to these our security officers and the media and people who should know better. They are even holding it, standing in the queue. I found it very shameful. I'm like, so people are seeing you holding it, I saw prison officers, I saw others, and say, what is this? So that action should not be tolerated. I'm happy that the OSP is investigating it, and we should nip it in the bud. It's not a good behavior. If anything at all, you show gesture after the person has exercised the franchise, not before. It is once it is before, definitely it is to influence. So if two of you are competing, she has given me water, you have not given me anything, what do you think my inclination will go? So I think that behavior should not be allowed.
Let's find out what your thoughts are on social media. Nanama joins me. Nanama, what's up on social media this afternoon?
Well, John Dumelo has put in a complaint to the OSP regarding the food sharing by Lydia Al-Hassan. Let's move straight over to Facebook, where we have so many comments that you have put. Let's read these comments. We have our first comment from Gideon. Can he do this at the first place before insulting her? It's very disappointing seeing a video of him raining insults on a woman which seems older than him. Let's devoid politics of insults. Lydia shared water and drinks during special voting in 2020. Kufi, where is your evidence? Luis says that this is a sign that he has lost the contest. Both major political parties gave out food on election day. Okankwe South NDC candidate gave out 5 kilograms of rice and live fowls to voters. He should have complained about that. Nobody will put his vote for food. Zoe says, what at all will make someone be sharing gifts to voters at a voting premises? Ghana. King Eben adds, I don't blame the woman, I blame the voters. I see. Did they call her? Then Evans says, she said she brought food to her people and the people in the queue themselves asked for some more. Okay. Nana says, a step better than the insults, but I believe politics is a dirty game. Only the fittest shall survive. And Diamond says he should get serious for once. We also have Togbe. Let's pray the right thing is done to bring peace before, during and after the general elections. Social media. Continue to send us your messages on Instagram, on Facebook and on X, formerly Twitter. My name is Nanama Aqua. Lily, over to you.
Thank you very much, Nanama. Let's still stay on the subject. The Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, has called on the Ghana Police Service to take immediate action against reported violations during the special voting exercise. While CODEO acknowledged the generally smooth conduct of the process, it raised concerns over certain incidents that could undermine the integrity of the elections. In a press statement, CODEO expressed alarm over issues such as vote buying and photographing ballots cast. The coalition also highlighted concerns that some presiding officers and security personnel failed to take action to prevent these violations. While acknowledging the Office of the Special Prosecutor's interest in these matters, CODEO is urging the EC and the National Election Security Task Force to issue strict directives to presiding officers and security officers on what actions to take when they witness election offences.
I'm surprised because this is a new phenomenon. This is something that has never been happening in this country. We used to encounter these things when we visit some other countries in Africa or West Africa, where people take pictures or snap pictures of the ballots and then they take it to whoever they are voting for and collect money. I've seen it in a few places in the sub-region. I never dreamed that it's going to also happen in Ghana. But I'm surprised that it started railing it only here in Ghana. It is not good for us. It is telling everybody, it says that people are indeed, I don't know what word to use, but it's like we are desperate for money. We are so desperate that anything goes. You see, because why do you go to the polling booth to snap a picture of whoever you are voting for and come out, show it to the person and collect money? It means you don't even believe in democracy. It's a democracy that we are selling. We are not believing in the competency of the people we are voting for. We don't believe in them. So it's like, give me money and I put you there. And I don't think democracy is developed this way. We're supposed to be getting people who are going to help us build our nation. And we don't give them money so that they put us there. I mean, when you give money to people and they put you there, there will be a way of getting that money back. And that is not what I'm sure this country would want to have. So it's really...
That was voice of Albert Ahe, National Coordinator for Kudeo. Now, the African Union High Representative for Silence in the Guns, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambas, is urging Ghanaian electorates not to fight on behalf of the two leading contenders in the 2024 general elections. According to him, the flag bearers of both the NPP and the NDC have never physically fought each other. Hence, their supporters must take a cue from them during the upcoming polls. He made at the Ambassador's Night, where he and 4 others were honored for putting Ghana on the world map through their diplomatic exploits.
Speaking with GHOne News during a program to honor venerable and distinguished diplomats, African Union High Representative for Silencing the Guns, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambas, decried the posturing of some supporters of political parties during elections that culminated into untoward violence. He therefore urged the electorates to conduct themselves in a manner exemplary of their leaders.
Let us, on that day, remain serene and calm. It's an important day when we should all come out and perform our civic responsibility to vote. You saw a beautiful Peace Park signing ceremony. All the candidates were there, including the 2 leading candidates. These are 2 brothers. They don't fight with each other. So there's no reason for others to perpetuate or engage in any acts of violence for their sake. That is not what they want.
The general manager of the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel emphasized the importance of recognizing the exceptional and sterling performance of Ghanaian diplomats abroad.
You will notice that out of the 5 honorees, 3 have left and 2 are still with us. We couldn't have waited for them to pass on before we honor them. So really, the idea is to rededicate ourselves as a country and as professionals of the industry to notice that people over the years have worked hard to put Ghana on the map and to put the industry also on the map. So indeed, this evening is about excellence, recognizing the legacy of many individuals who have worked hard to make sure that Ghana is recognized not only as a hub of peace, but also of diplomacy.
The 5 diplomats honored include Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambas, Kofi Annan, Ambassador Alexander Kwesin Saki, Gloria Ajua Nikwe, and 101-year-old Ambassador Richard Maximilian Akwe, the first Ghanaian ambassador to China and Mexico.
Now, ballot papers for the special voting exercise in the Eastern region have been distributed to all 33 constituencies in that region. This development follows the destruction of previously printed ballot papers meant for the special voting which occurred on Monday and the general elections.
Approximately 3.6 million pieces of compromised ballot papers were incinerated, with only their front plains north and south ballots pending destruction. Upon the arrival of the new ballot papers and supplementary biometric verification devices on Wednesday morning for replacement, representatives of political parties and independent candidates were present to inspect and seal the bags containing the ballots. These sealed ballots were then escorted to their respective constituencies under tight security. About 12,000 voters are expected to participate in the special voting exercise on Thursday, 5th December. Speaking on the preparations, the Eastern Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, John Appiah, assured that everything is set for tomorrow's exercise. He also mentioned that the ballot papers for the general election are expected to arrive later in the evening.
All the ballot papers for the special voters have arrived. We got them this morning at exactly 7:45 a.m. and we have distributed them to our offices. Our officers were here, so all the 33 constituencies have gotten their ballot papers for the special voting. So tomorrow, the elections will come on. As Prince, they've gotten all the ballot papers for the special voting as well as the May election. So they are set and they've gotten to Afram Prince as I'm speaking now. For the May election, we are expecting the ballot papers tomorrow. So we hope to receive them tomorrow, and then we'll do further distributions to the constituencies.
Meanwhile,
The Eastern Regional Director of Elections for National Democratic Congress, Alhaji Sidi Bello, who supervised the process at the regional police headquarters, expressed cautious satisfaction. He noted that the EC's efforts to meet the distribution deadline helped alleviate concerns about possible delays.
We are not certain whether the ballot papers for the special voting will arrive today, but lo and behold, we have them today. And our agents, our party officials, the directors and secretaries have all come here to escort the ballot papers to their various constituencies. And we hope we will not hear any bad news again. And we expect that tomorrow the elections for the special voting will come on. Yeah, as for the stress, we have now become immune to it. Our agents are ready. Tomorrow, as the EC official said, we expect the rest of the ballot papers to arrive, and our agents will be here to escort it to the various constituencies for the main election on December 7th.
The Eastern Regional Director of Research and Elections, Sir Michael Otin-Edu, was present to supervise the exercise, but was unavailable for interview to seek his views.
Now, with just days to go to Ghana's crucial election, some Ghanaians living abroad have begun returning home to cast their votes, expressing dissatisfaction with the state of the economy and governance under the current administration. Speaking to the media, UK-based Ghanaian lawyer Senyo Mackenzie, who's leading a group of Ghanaians from the diaspora to vote, lamented the adverse impact of high import duties and what he described as extortionate taxation.
With few days to Ghana's crucial December 7th election, some Ghanaians living abroad have started arriving in the country to cast their votes.
From UK. I'm not here alone. I came with my colleagues. He is from the US and he is from the UK as well. It's a working colleague as well back in UK in the law firm where I work. We're here today to support our citizens. We need to pull our weight. We need to be vigilant. We need also to help liberate Ghana in this second independence.
These returning voters say they have been pushed by the state of the economy, including high import duties and what they describe as poor governance under the current administration. Speaking to GHOne TV, UK-based lawyer Senyo Mackenzie, who is leading a group of diasporans Ghanaians, expressed his concerns over state of the nation.
Specifically one area of the economy. Wholesomely, every part of the economy affects us. Nonetheless, the one that has great impact on us is the import duties. You can't clear anything at all as a business person in Ghana. The high tax that's in the country is just unbearable, very extortionate. How much more can you extort from the poor citizens? This is our problem. I've been to France. I spoke to few people. I was in Amsterdam. I spoke to lots of Ghanaians. They're all hungry. I was in Düsseldorf. I was in Berlin. I spoke to Ghanaian community. I was in the US. I spoke to most Ghanaian community. Everybody is hungry. How the economy is running, the path the current regime has led Ghana to, is just unacceptable. So that is why we're here.
Lawyer Mackenzie, a staunch supporter of the NDC, has joined the party's working committee to help ensure a smooth election process.
It's a leap in the darkness, or you chasing mosquitoes in darkness, because they have in the past 8 years led Ghana to oblivion. There's no exit. The exit is blocked completely, and we need to create a new path. We need to resuscitate Ghana. As Ghana is suffocating, we need to resuscitate Ghana. We need to bring Ghana back into life, because Ghana is collapsing. Ghana is completely run out of breath. So this is why we're here. We travel all the way down to support Ghana, not just the NDC, but the youth and Ghana Ghana as a whole.
He called on all NDC members to remain vigilant on election day to safeguard the integrity of the polls.
We must all be overly vigilant to preempt anything that would lead Ghana or plunge Ghana into chaos. So everybody as a Ghanaian, a qualified voter in Ghana, must be extra vigilant, must exercise their civic rights responsibly, so that we don't plunge this country into chaos.
With voters' enthusiasm rising and Ghanaians abroad joining, all eyes are on the upcoming election. For GHOne Television, Kojo Ansa, Eastern Region, Kofredia.
That's it for Election Hub.
Attention, my Ghana people. Election day is.
GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Emmys Africa Awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew, ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup, because on a production you see a number of people in the van, and so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets, and so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the track and do business with it.
It looks huge but very affordable. Cost is really affordable. My experience with this EMI awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.
You're welcome back. This is Newsroom here on GHOne TV. I am Lily Mohammed. Now, proceedings are underway at the Accra High Court in Accra. Accra High Court, where Daniel Asiedu, alias Sexy Dondon, who has been accused of killing Member of Parliament for Ibuakwa North, JB Dankwedu, is facing a jury verdict. Currently, state prosecutors led by Mrs. Sifakobache, a principal state attorney, is addressing members of the jury before defense lawyers take their turn. Let's head to the courts and engage my colleague, Captain Mutala Inusa. Captain, what's the latest? Have the jury found him guilty or not?
Well, Lily, what I can tell you now, just before I walked out of the courtroom, the court, in fact, is heavily packed. And Lily, for the first time, I'm also seeing some relatives of JB Dankwedu, the family of JB Dankwedu, come to the court in relation to today's date being the final day. But like you mentioned earlier, state prosecutors led by Sefa Kobache, a principal state attorney, took time. In fact, it took over 2 hours to be able to sum up or address the jury. Daniel Esi Edu, aka Sexy Dondon, is the or is the person who
Mutala, I am struggling to get a smooth conversation. Mutala, I am struggling to get a smooth conversation with you. Can you reposition yourself for me? Captain, if you can hear me, you're giving us brief facts. Kindly go ahead.
Yes, so the state prosecutors led by Sefa Kobache is giving the jury why they think that prosecution has made sufficient case for which reason Daniel Eshidu should be convicted or should be found guilty for murder and also robbery. Just when I came out, I was coming out to talk to you. His lawyer, Yao Dankwa, is the one who has taken the fall now to also present the case of the accused person to the jury. And what he's saying is that everything that has been put before the court by prosecution indicating that they have led sufficient evidence. In fact, for those who are Christians and all that, you can point to Proverbs chapter 31, verse 17. It makes reference to that particular scriptures and went on to say that the prosecution has not been, especially the knife that was used in committing the said crime, was not subjected to a forensic examination. And so to be able to know that it was Daniel Isi, it was the blood of a JB Dankwa Odu that was on it, to be able to say that it was found in the hands of with Daniel Isi, for which reason it should be committed. So before I came out to you to speak to you, the lawyer Yao Dankwa is on his feet addressing the jury, and it's also going to take a while, at least not that less than an hour. After that, Justice Lydia Osema, for who is the presiding judge, will also take turn to sum up the trial for the jury before they retire to come out with their verdict. So we are in for a marathon sitting, especially as today marks the final day in this case.
All right, Captain, thank you very much. So later today, you'll find out whether or not Daniel Asiedu, alias Sexy Dondo, is guilty of the murder of late legislator J.B. Dankwa Edu. Let's head to the business world. Year-on-year inflation for November 2024 rose to a record 23% and from 22.1% in October 2024. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, food inflation emerged as a primary driver of overall inflation, rising to 25.9% in November 2024 from 22.8% in October. Government statistician Professor Samuel Anim noted that on a month-on-month basis, food inflation surged significantly, reaching 3.8% in November 2024 compared to 0.3% in October.
Rate of inflation in the month of November 2024 stood at 23.0%, indicating a 0.9 percentage point increase higher than the rate that was recorded in October 2024. This means that general price levels of goods and services between November 2023 and November 2024 went up by 23.0%. In the list of the top 20 items that recorded the highest price changes for the month of November 2024, the top 3 items were beans, ginger, and dried pepper, which respectively recorded price changes of 89.8%, 86.6%, and 86.1% for the month of November 2024.
Now, the managing director for the Ghana Water Company Limited, Dr. Clifford Abdallah Brahima, has called on Ghanaians to cultivate the habit of settling their water bills in order to receive good services from the company. Dr. Clifford made this call on Monday in Accra during an engagement with the media to highlight the strides the company has made to increase productivity. He disclosed that the company develops from its internal generating from its internal generated funds, hence the importance for citizens to pay their bills in order to get better service from the company.
You are using it to do other tests. Some also carry out some activities that are not legal with the water. That's what I said there, that for us, it's our meter that we know. We speak to our meter, we don't speak to anybody. When we get to your premise and the meter tells us you've consumed 10,000 cubic meters, whether it's one person, 2 people, 1,000 people, we don't know. Probably whether you had a party and you had a leakage, we don't know. And so we will bill you, and then we want to have. So all we will say is that the bills we pay, they are not wasted. We pay for our chemicals, we pay for electricity, we pay for this investment that we make. And so the little drops they make to us is what we accumulate to get some of these things. And showing you all that is to satisfy the customer that the bills they pay to us is not for waste. It is for their own good, and so they should continue to pay promptly. And now we have several means of making the payments. You can pay by Momo, you can go to the bank. If you are old school, you go to the cashiers. They are all over the place to go and they pay. But for me, I think you should lie in the comfort of your home and make the payment through the Momo, like I do myself.
And now to property development, where stakeholders in the real estate industry have been urged to think beyond conventional funding approaches and embrace bold, innovative investments to position Ghana as a leader in sustainable property development. Speaking during the 16th edition of the Ghana Property Awards, Executive Director Award Irene Ajinkwa lamented that many iconic buildings and residential estates in the country risk falling into disrepair due to neglect and the absence of trained facility management professionals.
The Ghana Property Award is an annual event that celebrates excellence and innovation in Ghana's real estate, property development, and infrastructure sectors, established to recognize outstanding contributions by individuals, organizations, and projects. The award serves as a platform for industry players to showcase their achievements, share best experiences, and foster growth in the sector. At the 16th edition of the awards, Executive Director of the Ghana Property Awards, Irene Ajinkwa, called on stakeholders to break free from traditional funding methods and embrace bold, innovative investments to propel Ghana to the forefront of sustainable property development.
We factor in maintenance also because in Ghana here, they don't include maintenance, so we build the houses 5 years down the line. You see that the housing is just an eyesore. So this property awards is here to just structure some of these things.
Some awardees spoke to the news team on the assessment of the built economy.
Now, buying properties, you should have that concept of value in mind. You should anticipate where you are going to buy the property, what is the value going to change in time. Unlike those things, somebody will be stressing himself working here in Accra and will go and build the properties in his village. He goes to live in, and within 5 years he's dead. And the village property cannot, even his children cannot rent that property. But now it costs a lot. The biggest investment that you can ever make in your lifetime is to invest in real estate.
As the country navigates the challenges of rapid urbanization, infrastructure demands, and climate-conscious development, stakeholders are advised to be intentional in investing in properties.
That's it for the business brief. Up next is the sports brief.
Now, many thanks for joining me here on Sports Brief. My name is Monica Bukari. Ahead of the 2024 elections, head coach Juaboso and the Black Stars have called on all Ghanaians to unite and cast their votes peacefully, emphasizing the importance of ensuring peace prevails throughout the country as Ghana prepares to head to the polls on Saturday, December 7th, 2024. The Black Stars urged citizens together to exercise their civic duty responsibly and maintain harmony for the nation's continued progress.
just calling out for peace, vote in peace, and no matter the outcome, please stay peaceful and protect the democracy.
Now, presidential candidate of the opposition National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has promised to construct AstroTurf pitches in districts without quality football facilities. According to him, the move is aimed to improve sports infrastructure and provide better opportunities for young talents. John Dramani Mahama was speaking during a community engagement in Ibuakwa in the Etiwa Nwabieja South constituency as part of his campaign tour of the Ashanti region.
Abefo stadium and Ketenketia, yes, your friend AstroTurf. Abaiwe SCB, Ewo Baby Bebre. And so, districts to be Wawa, Omocheta, 80 Mekai, say, your Pesa, your Mebunu, Omotimi. Sports and now football and now bibia ebetimi abua na asesa omoshebre sa AstroTurf no etwuma Nwabieja South ye nibi etisenya yemba no emebunu ebenya etimi aye sports ho no ye ba districts nyina Abanwe MBA AstroTurf ho Yebeba be see AstroTurf nebi senebeya yeso yebenya ho faso.
Now, away from that, Ghana international Mohammed Kudus made a return from his suspension on Tuesday night during West Ham United's 3-1 defeat to Leicester City in the English Premier League. The Black Stars forward was suspended and served a 5-match ban after a red card incident in October when the to Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League. A first-half strike from Jamie Vardy plus second-half goals for Bilal El Khanous and Patson Daka inspired Leicester City to a thrilling 3-1 win at the end of the contest to earn new manager Ruud van Nistelrooy's debut victory. Substitute Nicolas Fulkrug netted the only consolation goal for West Ham United. After making his much-awaited return, Mohammed Kudus will be hoping for more playing time to get back to his feet. Now, still in the English Premier League, Ruud van Nistelrooy got off to a perfect start as Leicester City balls with a much-needed 3-1 win against West Ham United at the Ken Power Stadium. The Foxes extended the gap on the bottom 3 to 4 points and ended their run of 6 games without a win. Jamie Vardy got the new Van Nistelrooy regime off to fly out with the opener in just the second minute. Bilal El Khanous and Patson Daka round off an impressive first outing for the new boss. Speaking after the game, Ruud van Nistelrooy attributed the victory to his team's fighting spirit and teamwork.
You look at the results and the 3 points we are in are vital. Also with the other fixtures of this playing round, we knew it was a big one for us. The result was that mattered. Of course, I've also seen the game, and you know, West Ham was dominant, had so many chances, so many shots, but I think our fighting spirit, our togetherness got us through the game, and we were very effective in scoring ourselves, so a great night in the end.
And that's it for sport, but do join us at 1 p.m. for more sports. My name is Monica Bukai. Do stay tuned. We have international news up next.
On the international front, Namibia elected its first female leader as Vice President. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah was declared the winner Tuesday of a presidential election last week that was tarnished by technical glitches that caused a 3-day extension to allow votes to be cast and rejected as illegal by opposition parties. The 72-year-old Nandi-Ndaitwah won with 57% of the vote, defying predictions that she might be forced into a runoff. That's it for the news. For more news updates, kindly log on to starfm.com.gh. My name is Lily Mohammed. Good afternoon.